After 743 responses, we finally come to what I can say is the definitive ranking of almost every Muse song in existence by my general community. Genuinely, thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to take part in the survey. I was inspired to do this after watching Democracy do something similar with his community and the Soulsborne bosses back in the day, and I'm finally getting around to doing it here. I took the time to record all of my personal ratings as well, so I'll discuss where my opinions might differ from the community's. I would play clips of each song as well, but I'm really wanting the series to stay up and monetized on my channel, so I'll leave listening to you guys. And you heard that right. This is going to be a series of videos. It's going to be 10 videos starting with the 10 worst Muse songs and moving up to the 10 best. I could have made it one 90-minute long video, but that sounds really dumb, so I'm not gonna. I also polled you guys on the best live song, so I'll have the results for that, and we'll reveal that in the final video of the series. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on it. With all of that out of the way, here are your 10 voted worst Muse songs. I totally see where you guys are coming from with this. I remember this was actually the first Muse song that I was around for the release of, right after Drones, and I was so excited to see it, and well, I was extremely disappointed. At first. You're gonna notice a theme throughout this list, that Muse has kind of a knack for doing some joke songs. I can't really consider this a serious contender because, well, it's not really trying to be a good song. It's just trying to have fun, and in the wake of Drone's dark and heavy themes, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and they're clearly having a blast in the video. But for those who were excited to hear another hard-hitting Muse track, well, I totally sympathize with your disappointment. While I'm aware this is a cover, I've actually never heard the original, so going into this was basically like just hearing a new Muse song from me. And how is it? Well, it has a very Muse-like progression and sound and feel. However, it does end up kind of being a little bit underwhelming due to the short length and kind of a lack of dynamic expression. There's no singing, so it's really just an interplay of the drums, bass, and guitar. To me, it sounds nice and everything, and every time I pull it up, I enjoy it, but I just rarely find myself seeking it out, so I see why it's here. Although I do find specific things in this song to be extremely enjoyable, such as the build-up that releases around 2:05 or the chord progression, I fully understand why people wouldn't gravitate towards this. It's very different from Muse, and Chris's vocals fit wonderfully here, but it does feel a bit bloated and overly long. I love that they let Chris take the lead by writing and singing a couple songs on this album, but I think they could have clearly improved on this one. There's also this really annoying production mistake at 1:10 where the voice just glitches out, and it completely takes me out of the song every time. It has been a bit of a meme and how much the chorus of this song annoys me, and it still does. I don't like the lyrics, I don't like the singing in the chorus, but there are some interesting aspects to the instrumental. But to people who swear by this, why? I'm genuinely concerned. Just kidding. But I still want to know why people like this one, so please let me know down in the comments below. I think the reason this one ended up being so low was just because of the wasted potential. While I personally enjoy it for what it is, there is such an interesting opportunity to do something iconic with an a cappella Matt song. What if the song went further into the dark or gothic style of choral singing rather than a more typical hymn? It does sound rather pleasant, but it could have been a fan favorite if done better. Especially with Muse's tendency to kind of go over the top dramatic. I mean, could have done something more, you know? I mentioned how New Kind of Kick was something to bring levity to the dark and depressing adventure of Drones, and in subsequent interviews Matt has stated that he experienced some of the darkest times in his life, post-Drones, and during the Drones tour. When these moments later spawned something human, it must have been therapeutic for him to pull out the acoustic and play something uplifting, light, and simple. While I do think this song isn't perfect, it clearly represents a step towards something Muse hadn't ever done before at that point, which is something I appreciate, and it's something I'm glad exists. Revolts isn't good. I do like the tempo change in the chorus and the bridge overall, as well as the tremolo synth throughout the verses, but this song is so forgettable. It's hard to believe that they chose to make a 360-degree music video out of this one, out of everything. The instrumental on this slaps, but the vocals? Why? Why? In all seriousness, the rapping isn't that bad, really, but the singing in the chorus is so bad. I wish they were able to use this riff in another way, but they did play it live a few times, so we got some use out of it. So, the runner-up to the worst Muse song of all time. I kind of think that Overdue and Sober are similar. They're kind of in the same camp for me. Forgettable, slightly annoying songs, and they're in the weaker half of showbiz. I definitely don't hate it, but in contrast to even the average Muse songs, they just pale in comparison. It does have a cool pre-chorus, and a cool bass line in the chorus though. And the worst Muse song is basically Guiding Light 3, or Revolt 2. There isn't anything really making these generic, anthemic, pop-friendly songs stand out to me. They're all kind of watered down, but I would probably say that out of all of them, I dislike Get Up and Fight the least. Sure, it has the worst chorus, but at least it has a catchy verse and some energy towards the ending. I like those high notes. And learning that it was written for Matt's uncle struggling in a battle against cancer brought it from a generic Get Up and Fight to something that hit much more personal to Matt, and in turn, me as a listener. But I do remember the first time that chorus hit, I was a bit underwhelmed. Well, we made it through the worst of the worst, but there are definitely some stinkers to come still. Stick around in the coming weeks to see the rest of the results. Keep it civil down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.